Hey everybody. So I thought today I'd try a little bit more experimental rigging with the Carl artwork. So when I was animating this project, one of the things that I wished I had more available was a nod. So I know you can get upward and downward with head turner, but we decided that we liked the way Parallax looked better than head turner, and we just do a different view for the different shots. However, I thought I'm going to try putting head turner on a parallax face, but just use upward and downward. So we'll still have parallax for all the regular views, but if I'd like to make them nod in agreement, see the nod's not great in parallax. The shake your head no, not super great with this puppet because her hair swings so much. But anyway, I was curious to see how it looks. So it's going to be a kind of a straightforward rig. Actually, let's look at the artwork first. So I just took it from the artwork that we had yesterday, and I took out all the bodies and left only frontal because we know that we can do the body turner. And then in head I left frontal, but I added upward and downward. And it might look a little rough because I just created the artwork myself by doing the OK Samurai tip and just sliding everything up 5 pixels and for down. But I think it'll be a more satisfying nod in agreement. Like our characters would often be nodding in agreement. So yeah, I'm basically doing it to see how it looks. But I'm gonna drag as normal because it's really good practice. Or drag as normal, rig as normal. So I'm gonna name my dragger even though we're not gonna be animating with it. It was a hard habit to start remembering to call that torso instead of face, or instead of body. Alright, so that part's done. Let's add our limb IK. We're going to add auto blink. And then this one's going to be different because to head, or let's rig as normal and add behaviors after. So frontal tagged as front and also as a head. Come on. Head tagged as head with face behavior. And then frontal, upward, downward. We're going to want to browse set with everything in it. And let's do the same for the downward browse. And that's so when we animate, if we have upward brows and I look up when I'm doing a head take, because I'm hoping I'll be able to do the nods and everything with the head take instead of animating them on the timeline. Okay, so body, let's do left arm. And I'm trying to get on the habit of putting those on the correct layer now, so let's do that on the correct layer. All right, legs. Oops, just about tagged it. Boy, that's a hard habit to break. And he's not going to be walking or anything, so let's just go for the easy Okay, and then head, did we add face behavior? And on that head we'll go 0 and 0. Now, are they going to parallax with head turner on? Do I need to add face behavior to each head to get that to happen? That's what I'm curious about. So I'm not sure, because now we don't have face behavior on each head. Those are tagged correctly. And then we want I think head and body turner just on head, right? Head and body turner just on head. Okay, let's do our swap sets. Actually, let's just do our forearm swap sets, because no, let's do it right. It doesn't take that long to do. Okay, so default, create swap set. Can you hear the birds on stream? No drums today. Alright, and which hand is that? Left hand. Right, left forearm, yes. Okay, let's do right arm properly. I might have some more views to do on the project. They're just editing it now, so this isn't a waste of time. Actually, if it looks really good, I might just have to change his shirt, but we could reuse this puppet. And I'm quite curious, like it might be something I want to add to all my puppets from now on for explainer style videos. You definitely want to be able to nod in agreement. Alright, I think we should be ready to pull in and take a look at the parallax. Hopefully he's not floating around. Oh, did I not apply lim IK? I did apply lim IK. Oh, I know what it is. Boy, I'm not used to putting these tags on here. That's bit me every time. However, there's only one way to get in the habit. There we go. Okay, so let's zoom in. We've got parallax set to 200. Does he have He doesn't. He has it on the neck. That is what I was afraid of. So if we applied face behavior to frontal, what would happen? And then in this face behavior, we'll go 0, 0, parallax 200. Now do we have parallax? Yes, we do. And do we have... Oh, look. Okay, so that's... I'm not loving the way his head... Let's adjust that pivot point. So that would be this pivot point, right? I wonder if there's a better... Okay, so that let's go into rig and see. So frontal nose, we want to move that down. That always helps a lot. And let's do his ears. And they're both behind. Let's turn the torso pivot way down. Well, that's pretty astonishing. Okay, so we want to parallax up and down as well. Oh, I see, I forgot to tag his eyes. That's exciting. This is actually pretty amazing. Like, yeah. I say that every time I use this program and I can't get it to do what I want it to. Left and right ear, face behavior. And those are still behind. And then downward, left ear. Right ear. Yeah, we don't need parallax on the up and down face, just on the front face. And head, and then we'll move. Okay, so now his ears should... Well, that's cool. I wonder if there's a way to get his head to... Yeah, and then he still has all his regular draggers and everything, so his timeline, let's actually, because I often found you get these cool puppets and then how do you actually animate with them? So what I'm thinking is you could do it as a head take. So let's just quickly get everything. Look at that. That's why I always turn everything on and then turn off what I've already done, because there's so many head behaviors now. And I'm wondering if we're gonna get a line of that all on the timeline when we turn everything on. Yeah, we would. Okay, so for triggers, oh, I didn't assign triggers. Darn it. Okay, we've assigned triggers, so now... Oh, we didn't do cycle frames either. Whoops. Okay, so first we do a browse pass. So let's make him go look down, look surprised, look surprised. Then I'd go right hand, left hand. Then I'd do an arm, a biceps pass. So let's do right hand. Let's do left hand. Did I really do two right hands? I think I did do two right hands. Darn. Okay, well, pretend that he's got his other hand. Darn it, I named it wrong and everything. Oh no, that was right. Sorry. His right hand. There we go. Wait, that left and right. I feel like I'm in kindergarten again. Okay, so then that all works. Then I do normally a torso pass, so let's turn everything on, turn off what I've completed. So triggers would be done, right and left hand would be done, lip sync would be done, eye gaze would be done. Alright, so let's do it a head take then. Whew, look at that timeline. Okay. Wow. Editing would be no fun on this one after, because look at that. But as long as you did your head and torso take last, you'd be fine. And if you wanted to do it on the timeline, you just have to make your head into a swap set, I think, right? Let's play back. That's great. Let's go in and fix cycle eyebrows. So brows, surprised. Brows, surprised. Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping we could get, because we really prefer the parallax to the head turner. Like, look how great he is. He can already nod no, but his yes, that's much more satisfying, isn't it? I didn't even do too bad on the beard. Let's watch. Great. Okay, well that was an interesting experiment, definitely. So yeah, if you want to see, so I ended up to keep parallax with head turner, I ended up putting face behavior only on the frontal, because that's all that we needed. So we've got everything set up like normal for head turner, but on frontal I put extra face behavior, and then I got my slider so I could put parallax only on the frontal, and that's how we got this nice 3D effect. Boy, he's just such a great puppet. Too bad I finished this project with him already, but I mean, if there's more views, that's something to consider. And I mean, maybe if, like, the artist might be able to do a nicer up and down view than what I've got, but this is using the OK Samurai, just move everything up and down 5 pixels. It works like a charm. Yay, go Carl. Okay, well, I guess that was basically all I have to stream today. I was just quite curious about how much parallax and how to do it, and then what your timeline would look like. So yeah, if you decided that you didn't want to do the nods, like say you're animating and you know that you want them to nod vigorously in a certain spot and you're scared you're not going to hit it, because I've done that, you could just go in. So let's go back into rig. You could, let's close all these instead of just saying, and let's just do it. So we'll pull in head as the swap set, and now we'll have the choice. Let's call upward M and latch, and downward N and latch. And then now let's go back into here. As long as you would have triggers armed, you could do that live. But you could also, because now you've got head, so let's turn everything off. Ooh, we got a big timeline. Let's take out that big head movement because we know that that works. So we'll just take out all the camera input from last time. And now we'll activate triggers again and go M and do our 2-frame take. Oops. And now you could do it on the timeline by just selecting it on the drop down, upward, downward, upward, downward. And now when you play it, yeah, you have great control. Like, you know, it's I wish we could do that with the smile too, like just select it out of all the Visemes. I can never get it to trigger when I want, and sometimes when I was trying to make it nod or make a nod, it thinks you're trying to smile and it would activate the smile, and then you had to take it out. So this is a great solution if you prefer the look of parallax but you're having a little bit of trouble. Nice. Okay, well, I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Thanks for joining me.